There are many, because bowls are very common now, and I'm sure there's many, many, many bowl out there that's called a Super Bowl, like bowl dishes, bowl of whatever the thing is.
Yeah, I mean, bowls are pretty important.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed, because I was like, I'm going to be changing things up. I'm going to be wearing my sweater type thing, and we're like matched again.
From a distance, we match.
Yeah, that's because I'm going to wear the shirt. All right, everybody, welcome to the pre-show.
Glasses, then.
Yeah, we could do that, and I could shave my head, or you could regrow your hair.
Okay,
or get implants.
Give me a week.
Yeah. How you doing?
Doing good, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Feeling alive and well. I feel like I gotta stretch it out here. Just do you ever find sometimes you're just like, you're so focused on working, you just realize you've just been like hunched over for like hours, and eventually you're like, oh, I gotta like stand up here and just.
Yeah. It's for me, it feels like intense levels of energy being held in and just doing stuff. Get it all done, get it all done. And then it's like, oh, I gotta let it go a little bit. Oh. All right. Jeez, we're going super present and zen. Everybody's tuning in is like, what's happening?
Yeah, should we start with
Where's the dad jokes? I don't have any dad jokes, man.
Start with a meditation session.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. What would you meditate on?
The idea of relaxing.
The concept of the relaxing.
Yes.
How would that go for you?
Well, you conceptualize relaxing and
yeah.
Let it wash over you. I think there's a reason why I'm not a meditation teacher.
I don't know. It's working for me right now. I'm thinking about relaxing, and I'm really relaxed now. You did it, Arthur. That's it. All right, listen. Sorry. This is right. We're doing a show which is known to have a little bit of high energy at the least. So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about in our pre-show?
Like I said, we were talking about the Super Bowl. Now I'm just hungry thinking of chicken wings.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You didn't watch the Super Bowl?
No, I didn't.
No?
I hear The Weeknd was in it.
Yes, The Weeknd was in it. I didn't know that there was a band called The Weeknd that would be exciting to watch. And I heard that they were good.
A band, you're such a millennial boomer.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. And interestingly enough, Morgan, our audiovisual person who's running the show here, knows The Weeknd through his friend's father, who The Weeknd actually came to them with a mixed tape. They were one of the, before that, this was the mixed tape that actually shot them through the roof, and they said no. They're the ones that let go of the Beatles. Yeah, or The Weeknd. Who knows? It's possible. Maybe The Weeknd will become, the next Fab Four, or however many number of people they have in there.
It's one dude.
It's one dude?
It's one dude.
That's it.
One dude.
One dude. The Weeknd. Like, doesn't have like a band or anything else like that?
Yeah, it's just one dude.
You're pulling my leg.
I am absolutely.
You're trying to be like, no? Yeah?
I am being 100% real with you here, Brent.
All right. I'm excited about today's show because we're going to dig into...
David says, what's The Weeknd's full name? Saturday, Sunday?
Okay.
No, Zinger. I think his first name is Abel. His last name is like Tessife or something. I always mess it up.
Okay.
Yeah, Abel something with a T.
Thank you, David, for bringing the dad joke in. Yeah, that's what we're missing. I'm excited about today's show because we're going to get into the Super Bowl commercials, and that's the probably the only real reason I would watch the Super Bowl is because there's such a big deal about the advertising that goes onto it and the creativity that goes into it. So we're going to dig into that today.
It is a big deal. And did you hear Reddit was in there too?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yes, Reddit purchased a 5-second Super Bowl ad
Yes.
just to like stick it on the like GameStop.
That is so cool. That's exciting. Okay, yeah, let's talk
Now,
about that.
I don't know from a creative advertising point of view. I don't know if their ad was the most effective, but it was it was ballsy what they did.
I swear, I think it would be really cool for somebody that should not have a Super Bowl ad, as in you're not Pepsi, even Reddit is huge, right? But should not have a Super Bowl ad, to actually do that. Because it'd be like, why is this, mom and pop restaurant spending $1 million on it, or 500,000 or whatever they could get it for? And maybe even get it remnants, because when you do advertising, there can be extras, spots that are unsold that you can get maybe for cheap last minute. You're not guaranteed the spot, and do that.
Well, I guess what was interesting here for Reddit too is like this wasn't just general like Reddit branding awareness. It was very focused on like a very current event that's just unfolded in like the last 2-3 weeks.
Right. Oh, okay. So you know what? Let's save that part. Let's do the show thing. Right.
Oh yeah, the
it's
show.
Kind of time let's do the show, and then we can talk about that. Okay. All right. Let's do the show.
Oh yeah, those things.
You've tuned in to COVID Marketing with Brent Kobayashi and Arthur Tutt, the show that supports small business not just to survive, but to thrive.
That's right. We are live with COVID Marketing episode number 130. That show that supports you to survive and to thrive every Tuesday at 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. If you have questions on marketing, business, or whatever, you let us know in the comments, wherever you find folk are seeing this. I am Brent Kobayashi, president of Kobayashi Zeitguys, a marketing agency here in Toronto, Canada. And with me is Mr. Arthur Tutt, a marketing specialist at the KZ.
And if you like Super Bowl fried chicken, make sure you like, subscribe, smash that notify bell button. I'm hungry. Let's do this show, buddy.
Love it. Listen, okay. So this is the show. So Mr. David Blackmore basically laid it down on Twitter just moments ago. And he was like, all right, it is Tuesday. Sorry, it's hashtag, I'm going to get this right. I'm going to get this verbatim because this was so good. It's hashtag Tuesday morning and the Kobayashi. Okay, hold on. I need to be precise with my Twitter. Okay, it's hashtag Tuesday morning and the at Kobayashi online podcast is about to start at 11:11 a.m. I'm watching. Are you? Question mark. Good to have you back, Mr. David Blackmore. That's right. It is 11:11, 11:14 now, and we're going to get into the show. Okay, let's do this. So, cool stuff from the marketing world.
We also have a quote here from Patricia.
Oh, yeah. We're multi-quote today.
Blowing up.
Yeah.
Patricia talking back about our last show about... Sorry, I'm just getting some noise on my machine here. Wayne's World is popping up. All right. Patricia from our last talk about LastPass and passwords. Thank you, guys. I learned a lot. I will be more careful with my passwords.
All right, Patricia. Listen, that last show was probably our most important show ever. The one you'll least have any desire to watch. It's going to probably do the worst in all of our things, but I think that was the show.
That was it?
That was our pinnacle. Now we can just coast from here. All righty. Okay. So let's get into some cool stuff from the marketing world. Do this first one. Am I going to share this one or are you going to share this one? You're getting into sharing mode already, aren't you?
You can go ahead and share it. My computer is making a lot of noise to me right now. 1 second.
I can't hear it, so it's doing okay. All right, so I'll share this one. You have to let me. Oh no, actually I can. Okay, here I go. All righty. So ignore all of this stuff, everybody.
Ignoring.
Yeah. So here is what you do when you're a brand. You talk about, so I wanted to bring this up because this is a great example of Simon Sinek's start with why. Who are you? What are you bringing to the world? Not my goal in this thing is to make money. That is not what your customers really care about. You care about it, perhaps. That's cool. Do your thing. But your customers care about something else, and it is not that. So I've been using this meditation app called Waking Up. Absolutely love it. If you want to get into guided meditation, even if you've tried some of the other ones like Headspace and Calm, try this one out. I would say, because not only does it give you some guided meditation, it actually also layers on some, I would call it foundational education during the meditation. So you actually get concepts and other neat things through it. So it's very powerful. So sorry, let me get into this. So this is what they said. Dear Waking Up and Making Sense subscribers, talking about the pandemic. It's been disrupting more or less for everyone on earth. We're fortunate. And we've been working without any significant impediments. It's wonderful to hear from so many of you that this is helping you out. Fantastic. I'm writing to remind you that if you can't afford a subscription to Waking Up or Making Sense, I don't know what Making Sense is. I haven't tried it. Just send us an email, request a free account. No questions asked. You don't have to do anything. You just do this. So basically, they're saying, we're working hard to grow as a business, of course, but their primary goal is to help people. This is our brand. This is what we're expressing through this economic thing that we're doing, this financial thing. So they don't want money to be the reason why you don't get value from the work they're doing. This to me is of course brilliant, because it really aligns what they are trying to bring into this world and the value that they're bringing into the world with this app. And I am positive that this now brings anybody, like, let's put it this way, anybody who's like, whatever, I think it was like $100 a year or so much per month. I can afford that. They would just go for it. And they would feel even better paying for it. Anybody's like, I'm feeling a little bit of shortage right now. And if you listen to Sam Harris, who's the one that got a little bit of a speech video that he has at the end of one of the chains that you can get to him. I think he posted it in Reddit, and I found it there. He'll say, if you need to question whether or not this is something that you want to do because it's money that's stopping you from doing it, not do I really want to do this or not, but I don't know, I got to kind of just ask. It's cool. So he really lays the bar in one sense low, because I've seen this in many cases. You can get a scholarship to this event or something like that if you really need it, not a problem. And then it makes the person think like, well, I guess I don't really need it because whatever the reason is, but they're feeling scarcity anyways. So he's like, if you're feeling scarcity, ask us, not a problem. And when the bar is so low, I think it engenders people to be like, I'm aligned with you. You're aligned with me. Now I'm aligned with you. If you're actually providing value, I want to talk about it. I want to share it. I want to put it on my show. I want to whatever. And I think the net gain, especially for this kind of brand, is super high. Now, let me stop sharing that. So this is what brand is meant to. This is a very definition of looking at your brand character, looking at your brand voice, expressing it into the world, and following through with it. And this is sometimes difficult to do. So I'll put it in contrast. Another app, which also is in the same space. It's a good app. It's called Fabulous. I like it. They have a free trial, 30-day, I was trying it out. And through some weird user experience thing that didn't work out. It was like 15 days in before I could actually activate the free trial. And I said, hey, finally we figured it out. And I was talking with their support back and forth. And they said, oh, okay, you needed to create an account before it would do this thing. And then you had to do it this way. And I'm like, I don't know how the account didn't get created. I don't remember getting prompted. I was like, okay, so can you extend my free trial? And the answer is no. It wouldn't be fair to other people or this or that or whatever it is. And I was like, what? And we're business, or there's just a lot of disconnect there. And I'm sure that there's more to it than I really know. Maybe technically it's difficult. I have no idea. But I looked at that and looked at these two in contrast, and it's like, this one is all about personal growth and development and all that kind of stuff. This one also is. Your audience would super appreciate what would probably be thought of as a normal customer service experience. As in, oh yeah, of course we can extend it, no problem, because we want you to feel good about us. And doesn't actually take away from the bottom line, other than you might get $15 15 days sooner if you say as a customer. And so they were just happening in the same time, a marked contrast. And I was like, live your brand. I know you believe in this. That's why you've built this app and all that type of thing. But live your brand as much as you possibly. Take care of your cash flow, whatever that is. Like that's important. You can't be here. You can't sacrifice yourself. But from the rest of it, live your brand as deeply as you can.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like that experience left a very bad taste in your mouth, right?
It made me disappointed as a marketer. As a consumer, whatever, right? But I looked at it as such a good opportunity. In fact, not even such a good opportunity. It's just like actually going the opposite of opportunity. It's just like, let's see what we can do to mess this up, versus what seemed like a very standard request. It's like, there was technical difficulties, even if it was my fault, right? Because it actually came back a little bit like that. Just make it good. You do it all the time in business. Well, the client should have or could have or whatever. Like, doesn't matter. Let's take this opportunity to do a little bit of surprise and delight and make the person say, oh, okay, they're people. And they recognize I'm a person on this end too. Great. It's not all about freaking capitalist profit motive feeling, right? So it just made me think that there might be, if I give a little bit of kindness and curiosity, maybe there might be a little bit of scarcity and concern going on within the organization, right? Because once you're sort of like, I've been there. I don't know how I'm going to make it to next month. Make sure you charge them for that half an hour. Are you tracking your time? Are you telling them that it's going to be billable? It went an hour over, so therefore we need to bill them not $300 but $450. You can get into that, and then you're confusing short-term and long-term goals. And again, you always want to protect your bottom line, because then you're not in business anymore. But then take a breath, return back to center and being a person, and realize that business is people, your clients are people, your business, everything about your business is people. Yeah.
Should we get into some people that have way too much money and blow it on large, expensive TV commercials?
Listen, dude, yeah, let's look at okay, let me talk about that for a second. Yes, let's do that. I haven't seen any of these commercials, so I'm really looking forward to
Oh, you're going in fresh to all of them?
I'm going in super fresh here. But no, they don't have way too. I know you're being tongue in cheek, but no, they don't have way too much money. This is where the attention is. You're building something, you're growing something, and this is by many accounts, one of the best ad buys. Like Gary Vaynerchuk, I'm going to just say it, talks about it all the time. It's like, this is a good ad buy. It gets so much attention. People talk about it afterwards. There's analysts that talk about it. People watch it for the, like, how many times do people watch TV saying, I can't wait to see the commercial? So it's creating an event around advertising. That's fabulous. So in that sense, it's probably underpriced. So you could say people that have way too much money and they're spending on Facebook funnels and channels and Google AdWords and all that kind of stuff. From a dollar to benefit perspective, these are the people that might have less money to, right? That this is like value for the money. And so it'll bring return. Okay, enough. Let's watch them.
Get into it. Grab your popcorn, everybody. Yeah, I can see this. Oh,
I
wait,
can see it. Cable 10.
Did I share my audio? 1 second. 1 second.
1,
2,
3, 4. You're such a lying liar.
Only 4x. All right,
All right.
we good?
Yeah, we're good.
This local access message is brought to you by Uber Eats.
Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent!
Of course. It's all retro.
Woo! Hey everyone! Welcome to Wayne's World.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth. As a local access show, we want everyone to support local restaurants.
But we'd never manipulate you the way all these other commercials do.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Totally.
Hold on. I feel like the video quality just went like terrible.
You don't stop, man. This is good.
But I can't see it. It's all fuzzy.
Oh, you're on 1080. Okay, go down. Go down.
There we go. Let's back up.
Oh, beauty. Beauty, man.
As a local access show, we want everyone to support local restaurants.
But we'd never manipulate you the way all these other commercials do.
Yeah, that's really
Sexy.
sad.
Oh, cute.
Totally. We're better than that.
Yeah, we'd never shamelessly rely on a celebrity cameo.
Right, Cardi B?
Yeah, eat local.
Yeah.
Or jump on the latest trend.
Eat local.
This tech stuff happening. They're hitting all the cultural
All right.
stuff. Yeah.
Local eats, Wayne's World, yummy time, excellent.
All right. So beauty. What's your take?
I'm not actually a huge fan.
Oh, you're not a huge fan. How come? What's up?
It feels too forced. I don't know. Wayne's World and Cardi B. I'm not seeing the connection.
No?
No.
No? What would you say
Yeah.
they should do then, man?
And like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love my Wayne's World, but like, I wasn't feeling that one.
No? Okay. So, all right, let's
Somebody
unshare.
somebody has to be the curmudgeon.
Yeah. Okay, you come on, unshare. I'm going to share mine because your internet sucks. All righty, dude. Hold on. Just give me a second. Now this is like this. Now we're getting live. This is live show. This is like, you guys are gonna have to wait, but you're gonna wait. All right. So that was Wayne's World. Here, let me. Let's just talk for a bit, and then I'll share my screen. All right. So I'm a fan. It's creative, right? But I think the biggest thing that I like about this is Uber is considered the man, big corporate, overarching person that makes people work for, low wages type thing and takes advantage of, like, they've got this sort of narrative that's been going on for a while of very cool startup to behemoth type thing, which they have issues within their culture and sort of a negative culture. And we're just taking, and we're robbing people of jobs, taxis, and all this kind of stuff, right? So they've got this sort of challenge, I'd say, is a little bit of one side of it. And then they're taking this and they're bringing back old culture. So retro culture, let's bring it back for everybody, instantly clicks in it. It's a warm memory. These were great times in the past when we would watch Wayne's World, and Wayne's World is perfect because it is a local TV show. And now they're saying basically, like, listen, with Uber Eats, when you're doing Uber Eats, that's you supporting your local restaurants. This is all about the people, the community. And it jumps on, a good opportunity, which is there's a huge amount of local intent. People want to support their local communities. Now, I don't know if the narrative is going to get to don't use Uber Eats, call them up and find a different way because they're taking too much of a higher percentage. I would probably follow this up with some policy changes, which instead of taking 30%, we're taking 25% or 20%. Probably would have to be 20% to really hit that local thing home during the pandemic or something else like that. Because I think Lyft did that, like somebody else cut it short. But yeah, I like it. You don't like it. You know what Cardi B's there? It's all the gimmicks. Like literally they went through all the gimmicks that advertisers would do to, tug at the heartstrings with the little babies and do a celebrity endorsement, because if I love Cardi B, then therefore I must love Uber Eats, that type of thing. It makes no sense. That person is just sitting there selling their face for a good now there's a lot more correlation between something I believe in and something I'm getting paid for, because that sells better, right? With all of Ryan Reynolds and his thing, it's all like that's his thing versus I'm just a face. It's like another acting gig. If you pay me, I'll do it. I'm a starving actor. It's like, no, let me align with it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it had all of the elements, right? It had the pieces.
It just wasn't for you.
It just the cohesive. It just didn't come together for me. Left a bad taste in my mouth.
Even left a bad taste. That's so good.
Taste in my mouth.
And you know what? Well, let me ask you: are you an Uber Eats fan?
I've never used it.
Never used it. What's your opinion of Uber Eats?
I think it's a cool idea.
Okay, what's your opinion of Wayne's World?
I think it was a great show back in like the 80s.
What's your opinion of Cardi B?
Less than pleasant.
Maybe that is it. Is it a Cardi B hate?
No, I feel like it just feels too forced.
Okay, too forced. Didn't go in that. All right, shall we do Drake?
Let's do it.
So you're thumbs down, I'm thumbs up.
It's good to have differing opinions.
Of course.
Hey, Ratchets, look! I'm you!
Jake from State Farm.
I can't hear
you
it.
Couldn't find a stand-in who looked anything like me?
Have you seen my...
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
You could?
Yeah.
I can't. What's going on, man? What's going on? This is the technical difficulty show. No, I got headphones.
Hey, Ratchets, look!
Yep.
I'm you!
Jake from State Farm. You couldn't find a stand-in who looked anything like me?
Have you seen mine?
It's like looking in a mirror, right?
Now that one makes sense.
Look, guys, I don't even have a stand-in.
Of course you do.
Hold on, is that Drake?
That's right. Drake from State Farm.
Like a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor. Hey, stand-ins don't have lines.
Oh, okay.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Huh.
See, now that one I liked it all the way up until like the last 3 seconds.
All right.
I felt like the progression.
Sorry, you liked it. You liked. Here, let's just go back. Come on, let's go back.
Hey, Ratchets,
You like this?
I'm you!
Jake
I mean,
from
I wouldn't
State
say
Farm.
I love it,
You
but
couldn't find a stand-in who looked anything like me?
Have you seen mine?
It's like looking in a mirror, right?
All the famous
Now that
people
one
are
makes sense.
stand-ins.
Look, guys, I don't
They
even have
flipped
a
it around.
stand-in.
Of course you do.
Hold on. Is that Drake?
That's right. Drake from State Farm.
Like a good neighbor.
See, like that moment right there, that was good.
Like a good neighbor.
And then
like-
the last
And
2 seconds
don't
is just
have
like,
lines.
Oh, okay.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
it's just, I find the last 2 seconds are just like really awkward ending. I feel
So
like
it
I feel like it didn't tie it together properly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this one kind of goes deep. I'm like, what's happening here? Okay, so it's funny because the actors are the stand-ins, the famous people are the stand-ins and that. Okay. I'm like, what's the connection to the brand? Is it just humor? Humor? Like, is it, we're there for, like a good neighbor, we're there for you. So it's something along the lines of,
Drake is your neighbor.
Drake's your, no, it's just like, we're everyday people. You're everyday people. We're there for you. So we're going to get the celebrity in there. So you're like, oh, it's Drake. But we're also going to be like, yeah, who cares? It's Drake. He's just a stand-in. Right. And whoever, the guy who is Ant-Man, I think that was, again, kind of, and whoever this is, I'm not sure I don't know the names, but so I don't know. I mean, they needed to get to the tagline. So you're like, okay, great. But for me, this was less than Wayne's World. I'm like, I don't know. It didn't have the punch.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty meh.
Okay, so that one was meh. Next. I think, is it supposed to be Jeep in the middle? Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so Jeep in the middle.
This is a long one.
2-minute one. Okay, so.
Yeah, okay.
Jeep
Can we just hold on for a second here? And
Yeah.
can we just discuss 2 minutes and 10 seconds as a Super Bowl commercial?
Okay.
What
What's
do
your
you pay,
problem
like,
with it?
What do you pay, like $1 million a second?
I don't know, sure. Well, no, I think it was like $3 million for this Super Bowl commercial. So what's your thought on that? You're looking at the numbers and you're thinking, wow, this is an expensive commercial.
That's an expensive commercial.
Yeah. So?
It's an expensive commercial.
Okay, let's watch the expensive
What I'm
commercial.
trying to, like, people pay like, millions of dollars, like Reddit, right? Like they were like, all right, we can afford a 5-second commercial, right?
Yeah.
And Jeep is like, we're going for a 2-minute, 10-second slow build. It's just like, I don't know. I'm trying to comprehend like how much money must have gone behind this to get that much airtime.
So are you thinking it's wasted money? Like you're flexing? You're like,
Possibly.
look at us, man. We got all the dough in the world. Yeah. I don't know. I think for Reddit, 5-second commercial is brilliant because it's on point. We're not supposed to be car commercial status symbol type thing, right? Hey, we can do something that gets people talking type thing. For Jeep, you do a 5-second commercial, they're gonna be like, are you guys okay? Are you guys not a stable car company? Like, maybe there's something wrong. Like you need to go probably bigger. Like there's probably a minimum that Jeep needs to spend, which is way higher than the minimum that Reddit would need to spend. Like literally, if we did a 1-second commercial, Arthur, people would be like, God, awesome. But Reddit's 5-second is perfect timing. I'm guessing 2 minutes, 10 seconds might be a little bit long, but Jeep is saying we're still rocking it. There maybe that subtle signal. And for some people, be like, yeah, I'm not interested in somebody who's wasting their money on Super Bowl. Damn capitalists. All right, let's watch it. Yeah.
There's a chapel in Kansas, standing on the exact center of the lower 48. It never closes.
America.
All are more than welcome to come meet here in the middle. It's no secret. The middle has been a hard place to get to lately, between red and blue, between servant and citizen, between our freedom and our fear. Now, fear has never been the best of who we are. And as for freedom, it's not the property of just the fortunate few. It belongs to us all. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, it's what connects us. And we need that connection. We need the middle. We just have to remember the very soil we stand on is common ground. So we can get there. We can make it to the mountaintop, through the desert, and we will cross this divide. Our light has always found its way through the darkness. And there's hope on the road up ahead.
Arthur's thinking, this is an expensive ending. Oh my gosh, the millions of dollars for that slow, after the speech ending. Music's still going. Money's still being spent. Okay. Oh, money's still being spent. I don't know if they've aired it like this. Probably not. This is probably just the YouTube commercial, but it's still going. Money was being spent in silence. All right, dude.
$1 million a second.
Yeah. It's not $1 million a second.
I mean, $500,000, but who's counting?
All right. It's multiples of our yearly salary a second. Let's put it that way. All right, dude. I think you're wrong about your concern about length.
You think they pulled it off?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to look at what they're looking at to do, like just like Reddit with their 5-second was like, we're looking at doing something. And so the actual, this is, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm looking at this. Normally you would think commercial length, that's whatever, you buy as much as you can or whatever it is. You look at the cost, the cost benefit analysis. In this case, I'm looking at this, I'm like, that needed to be long. For what they're trying to accomplish there, it needed to be not like, hey guys, we got to get together. You know, I know we're all divided, you know, like fast, and let's pull together as a country. I know it's dark times and go. Even if you did it more calmly than that, it's like, you know, it's really important that it needed a buildup. It needed gravitas. They were talking, this is supposed to be a stirring message. So I don't know. I don't think they could have taken that time down.
And so I'll admit there were some emotional moments in there. There were some moments when I was like, oh, I feel a little flutter. You know, I feel like I feel a little something. Yeah. For me personally, it you know, it didn't make me go, I'm gonna go buy a Jeep now. So you know, it didn't convert me. I see what you're saying though about the length more than anything is a statement. Almost more than anything, a statement of wealth to say we have so much money we can blow 2 minutes on a commercial.
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying this message is so important, we need to take our time to say it. So that's a really good point that you're bringing up. If it's cynical, as in you're just trying to pull at my heartstrings so that I'll buy a Jeep, you know, okay, sure. You're blowing your money. You're just trying to manipulate me. You're trying to do what Wayne's World says we're going to do. We're going to manipulate you into doing this. We're going to show you babies and we're going to get celebrities and we're going to do all that kind of stuff. So they were like just bringing that to the forefront, that's what oftentimes advertising, maybe some people would believe that's all advertising is. Jeep, in order for this to be pulled off, there's a couple things. One is for those that really love the brand, great. That's really what this is. It's about me getting in my Jeep, me going to the middle, me going into this country of ours. That's what Jeep is. And instead of it being divided, because it might be dark, it might be a little bit rough roading, all of that kind of stuff. There's an opportunity to have some freedom, have some patriotism, and pull us together. Really, in other words, they said, what's the timely message that we want to give out to the world? And if their brand doesn't actually follow through with that on everything else that they do, including the customer service, picking up the phone type thing, then people are going to be like, that's just bullshit advertising. If their brand really follows through with it, like Zappos with their shoes and how they treated their employees, and if you don't really want to be here, we'll pay you $1,500 during training to just leave. Like, you'll get money if you go away. So you want to really be here. We want to talk about happiness, culture, all that type of stuff. If you bring this brand and you live it and breathe it, then this message will be one of those ones where everybody goes, damn right, that's what should be in this world. So from an ad perspective, sure, it's you know, Bell commercials were known to be tug at the heartstrings and everything. And that this is they decided to go with timely. They decided to go with what resonates with Jeep. What is Jeep about? So I like that. Wanted to get stirring. Like, it's a very, I like that. And like any brand, if you don't believe it, it still might work. Like when you go to buy a Jeep and you're comparing it to this, to that, maybe somewhere in the back of your mind, you have the whatever kind of emotions you associated with this, hopefully in a positive way. But if your emotion is like, well, you guys are just manipulating me, you're not, first of all, you might not even be their target client, right? So that's fine. You're not a Jeep person. I'm not talking to potential Jeep. You're not a potential Jeep person. That's fine. You're out. So yeah. What are you thinking there, Mr. Arthur Tutt?
Well, so here's the funny thing is, again, we're talking about how, you know, how important Super Bowl ads are, how expensive they are. We just went through 3 of them, and I gotta say, I wasn't impressed or blown away by any of them.
No, eh?
Right? To me, I don't know. I feel like they all kind of missed the mark.
Missed the mark for you. Yeah. Well, I guess there's a lot riding on a Super Bowl commercial. And so it gets a lot of attention. I'd actually say that, I mean, the Jeep one, yeah, Morgan is mentioning that the Jeep one got, you know, at least a lot of backlash. Like, it got 29K thumbs up and 18K thumbs down, right? So the backlash on this is, you know, like a lot of, you know, maybe it's something along the lines that you're thinking. And, you know, somebody is even sitting there saying, very brave of Jeep to leave the comments turned on their YouTube video, right? So I feel like I just died a little inside. So regardless of that, including any backlash, like, you guys, maybe you're manipulating, you're doing this, you're doing that. I believe that people will still be commenting on it. In the negativity that you might feel against something like this, which this commercial does not feel tremendously off-brand or doing something that people are like, that's racism, sexism, thisism, whatever that happens to be. It's, you know, nobody's actually going to look at that message and say, probably aren't, most people, not necessarily nobody, aren't going to look at that message and say that message in and of itself is a bad message. Maybe we feel like you aren't qualified to give this message. So all the commentary, everything, I don't think anybody's going to go away really with a distaste for Jeep as a brand from this and saying this is really, really BS. They might go away and say, I don't really believe you, but yet they've paid attention. The people that are commenting on this, negative or positive, would not have paid attention if this weren't a Super Bowl commercial. If this was just a regular commercial, probably wouldn't have made a difference. So even if it's a loss, it's still a win as far as straight up marketing and brand goes. And I would say everybody who's looking at the various different things that you can invest in, as far as advertising and marketing, all that type of stuff, look at it from that perspective. Does it have something? Is it run-of-the-mill stuff that everybody else is doing, or does it have the ability to leverage up? And that's why a Super Bowl commercial is valuable, because it has the ability to leverage up. It's different. By its very nature, it's different. We're sitting here doing a friggin' show. So therefore, about Super Bowl commercials.
I will give it
different.
that.
Yeah.
It stands out and it's unique.
Yeah. So even if all of these were like plain Jane, vanilla, not so interesting, the brand of Super Bowl commercial means you want to be associated with it. So otherwise, it has to be a ridiculously good standout commercial for people to start talking about it. All right. Which is why we love Ryan Reynolds, is because he seems to make that a consistent thing. So yeah. I think we're almost getting ready to wrap up, but let's go to getting ready to wrap up. But let's go to our comments a little. Patricia, commercials are also kind of similar to the YouTube ads and cost less. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is quite what you're getting at, but one of the things that's happening here is nobody's paying us to watch. They're not paying somebody, YouTube or whatever, for us to watch these commercials. Right? It's the same thing with the Ryan Reynolds stuff. We're watching them because we want to watch them. They're providing value to us. They're providing a level of entertainment. We're like, okay, I'll watch that. It'll be entertaining. Also, in some respects, so they're crossing over with entertainment. So whenever you're doing a commercial, you want to provide some level of value. It could be informational, educational, usually entertainment, right? Many people will watch. Bell was famous for their tear-jerking commercials. And they'll watch it the same reason they'll watch a rom-com or a movie that's a drama, and this is so heart-rending. Rending.
Wrenching.
We're going to render our heart into pulp. So you need to add some sort of value. And if you're adding value in a commercial, you get free airtime because people will want to watch it. So whenever you're doing when you're doing a small business commercial, figure out a way to add value. And especially with stuff like Facebook, you can get organic reach from your ad. And yeah, so in other words, that's why Mr. Vaynerchuk thinks that Super Bowl commercials are valuable, is because you play it once, you pay for that ad spot, and then you get basically free press.
People
around the world. It just goes
it.
on and on and on and on. Whereas I know, like any failure commercial or blah commercial or whatever commercial, obviously if they don't do it, if it consistently is just blah commercials, then it doesn't become a thing anymore. Right? I'm not going to bother watching it. It's all boring. But the brand is really strong. The Super Bowl brand, the Super Bowl commercial brand is really strong. So I love that part of it. All right. Next thing, David, you're asking, does that go along with any press is good press? What do you think of that, Arthur? Any press is good press. A lot of business owners don't think that.
I would tend to agree from the point of view of word of mouth. People talk about word of mouth, word of mouth, right? It's, it's like the holy grail. We as marketers are always trying to figure out how can we get people to talk about this, right? And so we've gone beyond just, paying for advertising, but it's actually entered into the consciousness, and people are sharing it and discussing it, right? It's something that we really focus on. So from that point of view, I would say, yeah, if you have something that is in the press and people are talking about it, even if it's in a negative light, the name is still being said. People are still talking about it. It's still it exists in the public discourse.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so awareness is a big thing that businesses need to achieve. And that's where any press is good press, I think, primarily comes in, because it's like, I want people to know my name. Sometimes people, I don't want them to know my name based on fraud or other things that are negative. But the idea there is getting people to know your name is so important that even if it's a negative article, people's memories aren't necessarily going to really last that long. There's so much, especially these days, there's so much information happening that there might be some association with what was going on there, but it's in the past. But you stand out from the rest of all of the accountants and marketing firms and whatever it is, because I actually remember your name. You were in the press, you're in the Star. And then after that, then it becomes a question of reevaluating, what do I believe in? Did I make a mistake there? Was that negative press something that just illustrates something to grow into? And then understand that there's a story arc. And just like our show at the beginning, number 1 was not as good as number 130, I'd say, even if it's not a lot different, but it's not but people's relationship to us, or a negative thing that's happened in the past, that stuff gets forgotten. And if they have a relationship with you of some sort, or you come back into their life and you are now at this level, sure, there's a certain percentage that's like, I remember, you are the ones that did that. This is my thing. I don't trust people who do that, and I'm never going to buy from you ever. No matter what your story arc is, nuh-uh. That's okay. You're talking about percentages. Well, 80% of people be like, I remember you. Wasn't something going on there? Oh, you're still around. Oh, you're doing these things. Oh, you believe in this. You contribute to the charity, for women's shelter after you did those horrible, after you said those horrible things, whatever it is, right? You have now, you've had your story arc, and the feedback from the real world shaped you in that story arc. You didn't just sink into your own shame about that negative press. I also believe that there are tremendous opportunities, one, to learn, but also to take that and say, well, all the bad has a good. Good is the new bad bad is the new good, in my opinion. So then what are we shaping out of this? Like, it reminds me of the time when I was driving my car and had my logo on the side of it, and it was rusted and it was ugly and it was embarrassing. And my friend was like, how can you do that? And I was like, you're just at the beginning of the story. And so 5 years from now, when whatever it is, it's a nice car, or we did the painting of it and we took the rust and we made it into earth, which flowers were growing out of it, and we had a full car. Now you're in the story. Like, you can see the arc from, nobody remembers the rusted car. Like, literally nobody, unless I bring it up, nobody remembers the rusted car, but they remember the Ladybug van, and they'll remember whatever car I'm driving now. So it's all part of that fodder for people's relationship with you. If you continue to relate, if you get a negative press story and you're like, you're right, we suck, I'm closing down shop, or but, and you just get more furious and angry about that negative review or that negative press or whatever it is, then you're just like really digging yourself deep, because you can't roll with it. So yes, any press is good press, but it's a little bit deeper than that. All right. That's it. I think that was, holy cow, noon. Dude, it's been a long time since we've done a long show.
You've tuned in to COVID Marketing with Brent Kobayashi and Arthur Tutt, the show that supports small business not just to survive, but to thrive.
All right, great. Thank you for joining us to talk about cool stuff from the marketing world. What interesting marketing stories, advertising, brand screw-ups, failures, successes have you seen that have caught your fancy, that have entertained you, that have educated you, that you thought, I love this, or I hate this? If it's meh in the middle, bring that up too. He's like, yeah, whatever. This looked like it should have been something. Let us know. We'd love to take a look at it. Tell us in the comments. That's where we want you to do it. So on next show, we'll be doing a question and answer smorgasbord. We have a lot more cues. We got a lot more A's for your cues. I'm back at the beginning, like when we were like, okay, calm,
breathe, relax, meditate.
Yeah, relax, be present. My throat's like, you need a rest, boy. All right,
a lot of talking.
Yeah, you have an outro text. You have outro text. I'm reading it right now. Read your outro text. Do you have your cue?
Is this the text that you're reading?
Yes, dude. You're tired. This has been too long of a show for you. Thanks for watching.
Let me get my glasses here for the teleprompter. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we will see you next week.